Hey guys, it's Whitney. Welcome to today's video. This channel is dedicated to helping you create the home of your dreams, make it cozy, make it luxe, but do it on a budget. Today, we will be upcycling some regular old plastic pots into some beautiful hanging planter pots. So I have in my dining room, I have a pothos and a philodendron hung from these old plastic pots with a little plastic hooky thing. Doesn't look that great, doesn't look that special. So we will be upgrading them. I'm actually going to be repotting those plants because they've been needed to be repotted for a while. I'm sure they are root bound. So we're gonna be repotting them into bigger plastic containers, but I'm gonna be showing you how to update just your regular old plastic planter pot into a chic hanging planter pot because that's what we're about here on this channel. When I was perusing in the garage to find some containers to repot my plants in, I came across just some regular old plastic containers, but I also found some galvanized metal buckets, like an old galvanized bucket. You could totally do this project with that. And I also found a basket, but I didn't have two that matched. So I'm just gonna stick with using the two matching plastic planter pots that I have. But if you are gonna use a basket, you would just be using that as the hanging vessel and then putting your potted plant inside while it's still in its own pot, right? A couple options for the top hanger bits. Now, I am going to be using copper wire. I thought about macrame. Macrame could look pretty cool, but the hooks that these plants are hanging on are pretty high, and I don't want to have to stand on a chair every time to hang the pot and take it down to water it. I wanted something that was going to be sturdy enough to where I could just like pop it up, pop it down, and not have to stand on a chair. Another idea is you could use the copper wire and then you could braid your macrame cording around it. So you have the macrame look, but you have the sturdiness of the wire. Just saying, if you do that, let me know. Tag me on Instagram because I think it would be really pretty. Let me know. If you guys like DIYs, home renovations, home product review, and thrift flips, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here. Okay, let's go on over and start painting up our planter pots. We're gonna be doing that baking soda acrylic paint technique I did once before on my channel. I'll link that video up here and down below if you wanna check it out. Just got a little piece of paper I'm gonna tape down to the desk. Just using Mars Black, neutral gray value 5, enriched titanium, and titanium white. A little bit of this raw sienna. Just using regular baking soda. I'm going to do about a tablespoon per each. It should be about 50-50 equal parts. These are looking pretty good. Now I'm just gonna go in with some of this polyurethane on it. It is a clear matte coat, so it'll protect against the water. Just have a good 2 coats of that clear matte polyurethane on them. We're gonna let them dry and then take them upstairs and put our wire on them. All right, so we're gonna drill 4 holes in the top rim of this. So we have one here, we're gonna go directly across and drill one there. And try to make sure it's kind of the same distance down from wherever you're going. So we have 2 here, we're gonna put 2 here. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. So I have this copper wire that I got from Home Depot. You can just ask the people at Home Depot for a certain length of it. I ended up getting 30 feet of this and I've used it in quite a few projects, but it's really strong, sturdy wire. So remember we have our 4 holes in here. So what I'm gonna do is cut 2 sections that are 34 inches long. You can cut them however long it is that you want, but 34 will give me the right length for how I wanna hang them. So you can just kind of hold your tape measure along until you get to where you're gonna get to. And then I'm just using some wire cutters and cutting it just like that. So we have one 34-inch section. I'm gonna cut another one. Now, since it is wire and a little unruly to work with, these don't have to be perfect. We can adjust on the back end. And they're pretty much the same length. So what I'm gonna do is put all 4 ends together and then bend them at the top, because this is going to be the hook that we hang the plant from. So once you get your 2 wires cut and put a little loop in the top, you're just gonna make a little kink and kind of bend the legs out. This will help you when you're gonna make a twist. So you're just gonna hold them together and then twist once and twist again. This is the loop that you hang them from, and those 2 twists will secure that loop. And then you have your 4 individual little legs that are gonna be hanging in the 4 holes in the pot. So I'm gonna set my little wire hanger to the side and repot up my plants, and then we'll put the little wires in. This one goes all the way to the ground. So I do need to trim this. I'm gonna try to propagate some more of these, but we gotta get it repotted first. When you're working with a pot that has a hole in the bottom, something that I like to do is put a couple coffee filters in the very bottom. That way when you're watering it, just the water comes out and not the soil. Wow, this poor thing is so root bound. It was stuck in that pot. I'm gonna kind of loosen these up just a little bit so they have a little bit more room. Now, I'm not sure when you repot plants if you're supposed to wash all of the old soil off before you repot it. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below, because I've seen some people do that, but I've also seen other people do it kind of like how I'm doing right now. So if you are a plant person, let me know if I'm doing this wrong. Okay, she's in there. So now I'm gonna make sure that all of the little strands are kind of evenly dispersed all the way around the pot. So once you have all of your little strands evenly dispersed around the pot, we're gonna be attaching our wire hanger. We're gonna poke it through the hole from the inside out. You can go the outside in if you wanna hide the little tail, but I'm gonna go from the inside out. Okay, so I'm just gonna poke it through and then bend it up just like that. And we're gonna try to keep this same depth for all of the holes around. Once we hang it up, we can readjust if we need to. So let's just go ahead and put them through the other holes. Bye-bye. Yeah, so I think this one's roots, it's root bound in the pot itself. So I have to cut it out. Surgery. So I'm just gonna loosen up these roots just a little bit, nothing crazy, because I feel like sometimes it can do more harm than good. So just a smidge. That looks pretty good. She has a bigger pot to grow in. She can grow. She can breathe. I mean, she's almost to the floor. I think it's gonna be a lot happier and healthier of a plant with a little bit more room to grow. But it's hanging pretty straight, looks pretty darn good. I can still hang it up while I'm just standing on the ground. I don't have to get like up on a chair to like actually hang the macrame hook over the hook. I can just hang it up and take it down while not being on a chair. Wire, who knew? If you needed to adjust the height of one of these legs, you just bend your wire, push more wire through, and then bend it back up to the height that you need. These look so good, you guys. I love them. Now that I have them hung and leveled, I am gonna take them down and water them in real quick, let them drip dry in the sink. I hope you guys got some inspiration from this. If you do end up making your own upcycled DIY plastic planter pot hangy thingy, tag me over on Instagram. I love to see what you guys make.